Hare Krishna. There's a fourth quarter check-in. Reflections on anything that we've discussed or how your chanting went. Realizations. Sharing means caring. Yes, Jai Madhava. We'll bring you a microphone. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. Maharaj, your instruction to focus on your sankalpa, which is what do you want to achieve, was very helpful. What it helped me was, if I could fully focus on Mahamantra, the goal which I want to achieve will naturally happen. So that helped me in my mind to come back. That is my objective, but if I focus on Mahamantra, that's automatically taken care. So that was very helpful. So I wanted to thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Just when I was in Vṛndāvana, the last class I went to, Urmilā gave the class, and there was about anger. At the last comment that was made in the class was by Śrutakīrti Prabhu, who was Prabhupāda's servant for a couple of years, and he said once, when Prabhupada was in Los Angeles and he got some bad news about how the project was going in Bombay, that he picked up his beads and he was chanting very animatedly, loud, and he was going like this with his beads. And then Prabhupada said, when you become angry, he said, this is what you do. You chant very loudly. And so, just taking shelter of the holy name in all circumstances, as one of the admonitions given, or taking shelter of Krishna, same thing. Akāmaḥ sarva-kāmo va, mokṣa-kāma udāra-dhīḥ, tīvreṇa bhakti-yogena, yajeta puruṣaṁ param. Whatever condition you're in, take shelter of the holy name. Now from this side, reflections, anything with the exercise we did or your chanting, realizations.
There was a similar point in what you just mentioned, Maharaj, where in the 14th chapter from the Prabhupada Lila Mitra, where Prabhupada is struggling alone in New York for the first time, there was a power outage, and the people were telling Prabhupada that this is a big thing, it's something scary, it's dangerous, and he should be aware, but they noticed that Prabhupada was just chanting very peacefully, and in many instances when he was struggling alone in New York for the first time, he was just chanting and taking to the holy name. So that has been something that was a part of my sankalpa today, to just take shelter of the holy name.
Yeah, because you're traveling all over the world too. And so many, everyone, there's unexpected or unknown aspects of our lives that are coming up. Best thing to do is take shelter of Krishna and keep coming back to offering whatever we're doing to Krishna. Thank you, Vaiśeṣika. One more from this side.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, welcome back. You were mentioning that how we are so fortunate to have this process that our spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada has given us, and how this holy name is non-different than Krishna. And I was wondering, I was reflecting on this, a situation of how fortunate we are that, we have this such a wonderful facility here. And, our teacher, yourself, and Srila Prabhupada, that this situation is so fortunate and we cannot take it for granted. And with that determination and with that instruction, I was able to chant my rounds very attentively.
That's important. Thank you for mentioning that. Remembering that it's by good fortune. Brahmanda Brahmate Kon Bhagavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasadi Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. When we become very fortunate, we come in contact with the devotees who give us the process. And if we remember how, even if we don't have a taste for it, if we can intellectually understand through Sambandha Gyan the importance of chanting and take shelter of the chanting in that way, we can be very focused and successful. Okay, last one from this side.
So this is a question and not a reflection. It's a follow-up with what Jayamata Prabhu was saying, that how when we completely take shelter of holy name in all circumstances, whatever we want to achieve, we get by that. So my question is that how do we practically deepen that understanding on a daily?
How do we what?
How do we practically deepen that understanding that by taking complete shelter of Krishna, whatever we want to achieve will actually happen?
It's very practical to remember that we're helpless, that even the breath that we're getting right now isn't guaranteed, even our heart beating isn't guaranteed, and remember our existential situation. Kamala dala jala, jivana talamala. We're sort of hanging by a thread, and that at any moment we can fall off and we don't even know where we're going. So knowing that we're completely dependent, and then praying to Krishna, please help me. I'm completely dependent on you. You're my only shelter. It's not a mental construct, it's reality. And if we start by getting in touch with the reality, that's why we start with the Bhuta Shuddhi and a meditation on how somehow we're in a body. I have a godbrother who had a stroke, and he told me that when he had the stroke, his Gyanendriyas turned off, and his karmendriyas, but he was still conscious. So I said, how did it feel? And he said, I felt like I was trapped in a tube, and I couldn't get out. And he said, in that moment, being fully conscious that I was in a tube, this body, but nothing would work, he said, I felt completely helpless and dependent on Krishna. And that's how we are. It's just our indriyas are working by some elaborate arrangement that is here in the material nature. And if we can get in touch with that and realize that everything I'm doing is by the grace of Krishna. I can't move a muscle without him. And I have that sense of helplessness. Then if we have some desire to serve Krishna, which is naturally arises when we realize that we're part and parcel of Krishna, and we start to feel grateful for our life, that I'm alive because of Krishna. Let me do something for him, that mood of service. And that's why Prabhupada gives this definition of the Mahamantra. So my Lord, O energy of the Lord, please engage me in your service. There's nothing more relieving than to come into that position, because everything else is a source of angst, that I have to do this, I have to do that, and then to realize I can't do anything. Only Krishna can do it. He's doing everything. And if I'm able to come into that space and chant, then I'm finally in the clear for a moment, where I'm not being assaulted and by the various demands of the senses that you're the doer, you're not doing enough, or you're the greatest, or all these other impressions. Our natural condition is das, 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 anudasaha. Which brings us to the end of our japa session. And with this prayer, dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, please, if you so desire, empower us to chant great japa every day by giving our full attention, heart and soul to chanting our rounds. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone agrees with this prayer, in whole or in part. Please unmute and say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vancha kalpa.